And on this week's of Dawes Tales is brought to you by SP Designs, offering wood signs, home decor, and calligraphy services. Everything is homemade and custom made. You can contact Sam on Instagram at ShopSPDesigns and her website, shopspdesigns.com. And hey, don't forget to use promo code DawesTales for that extra 10% off.
Welcome, everybody tuning in. And this is Dawes Tales. We'll be getting into tales from heads to tails and telling both sides of the story. Now, some say he refuses to acknowledge the existence of Dion Phaneuf, and that if Dawes could, he'd fill a stadium with all of his most hated players, just to flip them off. The guy who should be wearing a C patch, Corey Dawes.
Welcome everyone. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Episode 10 on this new invented style of Dawes Tales.
Yep.
Hey Steve?
Yep.
We made it.
Long time coming.
It's I don't even know. I don't even have words right now, to be honest.
Oh, it's crazy. We were watching our old ones earlier.
Yeah.
The production.
The logo.
The logo, yeah. The sign that's coming.
Yeah.
Oh.
So everyone, look for that. We're having a beautiful sign made by Sam, SP Designs, and we're going to unveil it on the podcast. We just don't know which one yet, but we're going Instagram live for it, and then we'll have Sam on after to talk about whatever she wants to talk about. She kind of comes on and takes control, to be honest.
Yeah, she just
roast me.
She just says whatever she wants.
Right.
But yes, follow us on Dawes Tales on Instagram if you want to come check that out.
Okay, so huge news for all of us in the hockey world.
Yes.
We're back. We're doing this.
When's this?
So there's important dates that we also have to remember that what's going to happen first.
Right. Okay.
So Monday, I think July 13 is when training camps can open. There's another important day. It's the same day. Sorry. By 5 o'clock, players have the option to opt out. So you do not have to join your team and continue to play. So you can opt out. You have until 5 o'clock Monday to do so.
So they can refuse it due to the coronavirus. They're like, I'm not going to try to play, catch that, or anything else.
Yes.
They can, okay, so, all right.
And the one thing that I read too is that you actually have to write it yourself and then send it to the league. So you have to write down your statement, why you're not going, whatever the reasons are, and then send it to the league. Obviously they have to approve it because it was in the new CBA bargaining agreement.
Okay.
July 26th is when the teams travel to their hub cities. Exhibition games, July 28th to the 30th, and then August 1st is when this shit gets underway.
So August 1st, we're expected to see some hockey.
Back,
yeah.
So actually, to talk about hockey, we brought back our #1 fan of Dawes Tales, our good buddy Brett. What's up, man?
Not much. How are you guys?
We're good. Are you happy about hockey?
I mean, yeah, hockey's coming back. It's
Well, you can't be too happy because you're a Sens fan,
well, man.
right?
No. I
Dig
mean,
it right into it.
3-5 is okay. I've been telling myself in a fetal position.
So you do have top 5 picks.
Yeah, 2 of them.
You're happy about it.
I have to be.
You have no choice.
I have no choice. What else can I do? The dice have been cast, or whatever they say.
So you have number 3.
And number 5.
Number 3, who do you want to take?
Well, that depends. I'm sure you've heard that Stützle is eyed by LA, which I would have thrown money down on that Byfield would be like the LA type of player. Just that prototypical, like, big, fast, strong dude. But apparently Stützle is who they're looking at. So if that's the case, then Byfield. It has to be Byfield, right?
LA has taken a lot of centermen over the years.
They have. And again, I would have expected, I'm still expecting them to, but I've just heard so many rumors that Stützle is going to LA, so
Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah.
I feel like you're really fucking it up.
No, I've heard it on
Stützle.
TV. I thought that was it, and then I heard it on TV as Stützle, so
It's Stützle,
apparently,
because it's German.
yes,
Stützle.
Stützle,
With the 2 dots above the U.
probably.
Can we confirm that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I could
Hang
try
on a
to look it
second.
up.
Okay, so while everyone's looking up, I'm sitting across from James, so we got James on as well. Hey bud,
Hey bud,
what's going on?
nothing's going with you.
Nothing.
Nice.
Are you happy hockey's back?
I'm pretty ecstatic actually. Yeah.
You're a big hockey guy or not so much?
No, not so much. Definitely not anymore. Like when,
You were.
you know when we started, because we started playing hockey in grade 6.
Yeah.
And from like grade 6 to like grade 12, yeah, right into it. But like honestly, like that was when like Cujo was still playing for the Leafs.
That was
Like,
your favorite
That
goalie.
was my guy. Cujo
I
was my
can't
number
stand
one.
him.
I know you can't, and you reminded me of that all the time, and I used to get super pissed, but because you just talk shit. But
You guy's a fucking prick.
because yeah, well, you and him have something in common, and yeah. So, but I've just been so out of it. Like since I started doing rugby and other shit. Yeah, I just fell out of the loop completely. So
So-
now I don't really have any concept of what's going on most of the time.
So you went from hockey to rugby, so something tells me that you like grabbing men.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Who do you? Don't you?
Well, I don't like grabbing them a lot, but in rugby you gotta grab them a lot.
Yeah.
And you're grabbing from the waist, you never know where you're gonna wrap your hands around.
That's half the fun. And then I went from rugby to jiu-jitsu, so that's even more grabbing, so that should tell you something as well.
And then you're pinning them on the ground.
And then you're pitting them on the ground.
Looking them in the eye.
And as they're like writhing in pain, but they're kind of enjoying it as well, so.
And you're enjoying that.
Absolutely.
Where did we land on the name?
2 dots
Above the...
above the U.
I was right?
Well, I mean,
I don't think anyone's disputing it.
I don't
It
think
was a
anyone
good
was
guess.
either, yeah.
It was
Oh,
I guess I was right because I said it like Stützle.
Yeah.
And that's how you actually say it.
Like, it has to be.
Did we do the Google voice to translate?
No, but I'm just gonna go with Stützle, man.
Yeah. Two dots, you pronounce the U as a U. Stützle, like Stützle.
That's, okay. So I was right.
You sure? Let's just go with that.
We'll give you it.
He's a Leafs fan.
I'm
He-
just
he
blankly
needs-
staring at
He
him.
needs
so-
to take the
I
wins
know.
when he can.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh, 'cause
Yeah, sure, man, take the point.
Because
Sure.
I'm gonna get into another Sens topic, actually.
Oh, sure. I love the Sens sometimes.
Yeah, you'd swear it's a love-hate thing with
Just like
you in a sense.
I mean,
And I just since the last few years, man, I'm heartbroken. I'm getting there. I'll get there again. But then like I'll love it, and then Melnick says something dumb, and then I get pissed off at them again for another few weeks, and
Now, Brett, if it's to my understanding, you got a huge jersey collection of the Sens as well.
very large, yes.
Very big.
Yes.
So what would it take for you to get rid of those jerseys? What would the organization have to do to you as a fan
Ooh.
for you to get rid of all those jerseys?
I actually thought after the Carlson thing,
That was
trade
close,
happened,
man. It was close. It was real close with Carlson and Stone.
I remember
I put
that
my
day.
stuff away. I did not get rid of it, obviously, but I put it away out of sight. That's how mad I was.
Ooh.
But I don't know if I ever could, man. I wouldn't do it in a rash decision. Like I would never go to those guys that like burns their jerseys online or something.
Yeah.
And I would probably wait long enough to calm down, and I would rationalize and not do it. Like I cannot think. Maybe moving the team. That would be the only thing.
Okay.
If they sold, which would never happen because I don't believe the NHL would actually let it happen. But hypothetically, if they sold and moved to Quebec, I guess I'd have to be a Nordiques fan.
You actually would do that?
Yeah, absolutely. What else would I do? Become a fucking Leafs fan?
Well,
Join the scum?
yeah, I think you should.
I really can't though, man.
I
There's
think
too
with
much
your
danger.
eyes and the blue and white, I think it would go nice
I
together.
look good in everything. That's not the point. The point is,
That is
I
not
don't
the
like
point.
Toronto. I don't like Toronto at all. Actually, it's funny. Even when I was young, man, like I didn't even like Toronto as a kid. I liked players, so I loved Forsberg, Gretzky, Sakic. Like, there's obviously everyone loved Gretzky, but
Sakic.
even when my dad was watching Leafs games, I used to bet him a buck that Leafs would lose. That was my deal. I just didn't like the Leafs as a kid, and then I discovered Ottawa, and it's been over. And it is over.
It's
I'm
kind of
Ottawa
stupid.
for life, man.
It's kind of stupid though.
Is it more stupid than just blindly following the Leafs from birth because your dad told you to or something?
Ooh.
No, he didn't tell me to. He was watching the games.
I was
and-
obviously being facetious, but I'm
No,
just saying
I
that
know
that's
you-
the 80% of Leafs fans because they just
Well-
never thought for themselves. They're just, well, my family's a Leafs fan, so I'm gonna become a Leafs fan.
Yo, I didn't even grasp the concept that I could actually cheer for other teams until like at least 2 years after I started watching hockey. Because I got hooked on Leafs because of Dawes' dad, like a hardcore Leafs fan, and you can't help but like cheer when he's in the room because he's so
See,
loud.
I was
into it.
guessing.
You were right.
Yeah, you were.
I didn't want to correct you.
That's why I was like,
Oh, fuck.
ooh. That's why I was like, ooh, shit, he went there.
See, I adopted music from my dad. You adopt hockey. It's what happens. Like,
Yeah.
it's not. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just
Sure.
like I chose my own path. I chose my own path.
There you go. Yeah, and I actually went and started cheering for Nashville, for the only reason that I like the logo.
That's cool. There you go.
But then this is back when they had Dunham. I actually liked the Dunham, like the goaltender.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was a Dunham fan, so I was like, yeah,
Some players just catch your heart like that.
100%.
What about the draft night? Remember I was texting you
Yeah.
after the fifth
Remember
pick?
it went dead after.
I did not hear from you.
No, you didn't.
I was super worried too. I was like, I really hope I see that guy at work next.
Yeah, I built myself up pretty good at that fifth one. I was.
I thought you had it.
Me too, man. It was 50-50 at that point. It was,
So are you happy that the play-in team can get the number one?
fuck no. This is like.
Do you think it's rigged?
No, that's dumb. I would never.
I hate when people
I
start
hate
saying that.
like no, like there's not enough.
I saw the draft
Yeah.
balls go in and get pulled.
It doesn't.
It's on
even-
YouTube.
And even then, it doesn't even really matter. Like why would they do that? It's just-
Exactly.
it's better for the league to get talent outside of big markets. And yeah, I don't buy any of that stuff. It's just, it's the way the dice roll, man. There's nothing you can do about it. I can't remember the last few years, like the top team doesn't, like they haven't got the pick all the time. Like was it last year that all top three were outside the lottery odds? With New Jersey, New York, and Chicago?
Can't remember.
I'm pretty sure all three of them were outside of the draft lottery odds, so all three teams that were pretty much in the top three got booted.
Who was first overall last year? Jack Hughes?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Hughes and
Yeah,
then
New Jersey.
Kako.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disappointing years for both of them, to be honest.
Yeah, but they're on that's the thing. Like they're on not great teams. Like I don't buy that every player should step into the league at like 18 or 19 and just make an impact. That's really tough to do. It's really tough to do. And especially if you don't have help, like Connor McDavid is special. He's not
human.
barely human. Yeah, he's barely human.
So I read that, I think I read it on Twitter, his agent, somebody interviewed his agent and he said, Connor McDavid, since day one of quarantine, has been training harder, 100 times harder than he has ever been, and he's gonna come back playing 100 times harder than he's ever done before. To me that's scary, and I
Yes.
think it's actually going to be true.
I don't doubt that it is, but agents always say that about their players. Like you'll never every time you see a player have an interview, it's like, oh, he's in the best shape of his life. He's ready to go. They're not going to say he's sitting on the couch playing Fortnite. Like but he might be. But I don't honestly doubt it. He's Connor McDavid for a reason. He's Connor McDavid because he's dedicated his life to this sport. So I do not doubt that he is actually ready. He's ready to go, man.
Like an agent's gonna be like, yeah, Freddie and Matt's, they're just kicking it at the crib.
Yeah.
I'm playing Chell.
Oh no, they were doing
Chicken.
that fucking game or the
The
YouTube
live
video.
game,
No, they're
Twitch stream.
not that, but remember when you see videos of people that are tossing the basketball around the pool and how many guys and they make like a trick shot after?
Yeah.
Yeah, Freddie and Mats did one of those.
Oh god.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool because you get to see Mats without a shirt on, and that guy's fucking ripped.
Yeah. But yeah, to touch back on the playoff team, the play-in team thing, it just bothers me. I think I would handle it easier if I knew which team was actually winning the lottery right now. Like hypothetically, had they just ended the season, and I don't mean not do the playoffs, I mean stop the season, do playoffs by point percentage, and have an actual draft with actual teams with none of this play-in stuff. The only thing that bothers me is that the NHL comes out, was it last night, and says, oh, any team that is in the play-in has been deemed to make the postseason. So, okay, then why are they in the draft lottery then? I'm really confused. Why didn't we just wait? Why didn't we just wait until the actual thing was done and then do the draft?
You didn't even want this thing to start anyways. You were the most negative person about this
No,
whole
I
thing.
wanted to start, I just didn't think it was going to logically finish, and I still honestly am pretty doubtful that it will. I think there's gonna be an outbreak, for sure.
I mean, obviously we don't want to see an outbreak. Did you actually hear what happens? I know late last night, I saw Bettman and Bill Daly. They were on Sportsnet talking, but I never listened to it. I only saw a tweet, and it said something, if COVID were to happen, there was an outbreak, that I think they would cancel the whole thing. Like, it's just done.
Pretty much, yeah, which is good though, like, and even if a couple cases happen and they quarantine, like, I just don't want, like, I personally would be livid if, like, hypothetically, Ottawa's in the playoffs, and it's game 6, and Thomas Chabot gets a positive test, and now he's gotta stay out for 3 days, and maybe it was
Is
a
it 3
false
days or
positive.
14?
Well, I don't know, I think they're doing multiple tests over a 3 to 5 day period, depending on their symptoms. But that's the thing, is like, if he has to sit out those important games, and it was a false positive, like, man, like, you'd be the same if it was Matthews or Nylander or whoever, but I just would hate to have,
We're just
like,
hoping Marner gets COVID.
why would you say that? Man, your Martyr hatred is too much sometimes.
That was too much. That little outbreak there.
He's Leafs fan, man. He's got a lot to deal with. So
I know. And there's
it's-
players I don't know if I've ever hated a player on Ottawa as much as you hate Marner, though. I'm trying to
don't.
think.
I've hated a lot of Leafs, man.
Maybe Danny Heatley.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, rightly so.
When you kill someone, you're kind of,
Yeah.
that's it,
Yeah.
right? What a fucking awesome hockey player, though.
I mean,
The
yeah.
shot on him was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
those 2 first years were
I
pretty
did
special.
his tape job in his blade growing up playing hockey.
Really?
Yeah, I had the exact same tape going around the blade, just a little bit, right? Maybe
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, that's it.
I remember that.
Around.
Yeah.
That was literally it.
Yep, I remember that.
Okay, so I want to do a little game with James and Steve. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to break down certain rounds for the play-in. Here is the thing. After we talk about the round and the 2 teams, you, James, you, Steve, will have to name 1 player from each team. If you cannot do that, you have to say something extremely nice about me.
Oh, fuck.
Man,
Okay?
where's game end?
Can you give me a second to pull up Google and, like, just...
Put your phone down, Steve, please. I do not want to see it in your hand.
I'm already on it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
I
keep-
know Brett doesn't have an issue, so Brett, you're allowed to go on your phone if you want to. But I do have the bracket in front of me, also written down.
Fuck.
So I'm going to start from the bottom to the top because
Okay.
the top is going to be fairly easy. So the first round, or the first 2 teams that we're going to talk about, Vancouver Canucks versus the Minnesota Wild. So Brett, for me, I think Vancouver might have a little bit of an edge, speed-wise. Minnesota, a lot of old guys coming after quarantine, a long break. I don't know if the wheels are going to be there for them.
I honestly would have said the exact same thing, so I actually 100% agree.
Okay, so we agree on the one thing. Okay, and
Yeah.
then me and you, we'll keep track to see how many we agree on.
Okay.
Okay?
That's 1 so
So we
far.
agree, that's 1. Again, Vancouver, Pettersson, Besser.
Yeah, with those 2, Pedersen is something special too, man. And Quinn Hughes.
Yep.
And like what I would argue is more consistent goaltending, and much younger, faster. It's
And we name players on
I'm
Vancouver.
just like keeping Hughes away.
Which is fine, because I
Okay.
think the other team will be harder. Okay, so James, 1 player on Vancouver. First and last name.
ooh, see, that's a hard word now.
First and last?
Yep.
Oh,
I think this game's rigged. The fact that...
Time limit, you don't have to talk about it, we just want an answer.
Yeah, I'm trying to stall because I can't think of anything.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Something nice about me.
Oh, God. I hate your face so much.
That is not nice.
But you wear nice suits.
Thank you.
Time to time.
Steve, and 1, okay, so
I'm gonna puke on this mic, by the way.
obviously you don't know anyone on Minnesota, so
No.
Scratch that. You already
100%.
said something nice about me. Steve?
yeah, I'm taking a pass, because
There's no pass.
Yeah, well, I can't think. I don't
Now,
ever watch
I'm curious,
Vancouver.
would they get half points if they named a historical player?
Ooh,
Okay.
can we go for that?
Yeah.
Can we go for
Because
Yeah,
I'd be impressed if there's, there's some historical Canucks, there's some
Oh,
historical.
Like how historical? Like, could I say
Well,
like?
Canucks aren't that old, but
Could I
there's.
say Sundin brothers? Like
Well, you even
could,
got the,
but it wouldn't
you got
be
the
right.
name
It
wrong.
wouldn't be
So
right, so.
what?
now you have to say two things next
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I agree, two things
Yeah.
now.
You-
Okay.
Right country. You got the country right.
What?
They're both not Sundin. You're thinking of. Well, I don't want to give it away because I want to preserve.
No, I did get it
We're not
wrong.
gonna give any more
shit.
games away here.
They're all from Sweden, but
Yeah.
Good. Okay, well you got the country right.
Does you have a nice setup?
Thank you.
There you go. You have a nice podcast setup.
Second, we have the Edmonton Oilers and the Chicago Blackhawks. Now this one I think is going to be it's tricky. Okay, so we have Chicago with the speed, the veteran presence. They've been here before. They know what to look for game in and game out. Oilers, young team, lots of speed. I don't know, man. What do you think?
Honestly, toss up between goaltending. Who gets the
Oh, going goaltending.
who gets the hot goaltending is
Nice.
gonna win that series. Like, I think honestly at this point, Chicago, like it's, to me, they have some, obviously some good forwards, but like it's basically Kane and Taves. They're not getting any younger
Oh,
for
that's what I
sure.
was gonna say.
yeah.
Well, you gotta figure out the first
Oh,
names
damn,
too.
I said
No, you
names.
gotta figure out the first names too.
Okay, right.
Yeah, keep going.
What?
Keep
Right,
going.
so, and then on Edmonton, you have all of those good players that I won't name, who are young and fast. You know what, man, I'm gonna say Edmonton's luck finally changes a little bit, and they're gonna make it past this round.
Yep, I was gonna go with Edmonton too. Yeah, 100% Edmonton. Again, I think it's the speed. I think it's gonna kill the fucking veterans. Goaltending, yeah, hit or miss. Again, I think it's gonna come down to speed and the youngsters. Okay, next one, we have the Calgary Flames versus the Winnipeg Jets. Jets, big team. A lot of big boys on that team. And still fast and super skilled. Oh shit, I didn't do,
Oh fuck, you remembered.
yeah.
I was hoping you would have let it slide.
Yeah.
Okay, James, well, I'll start with you.
Alright.
Name a player from each team.
Okay.
Or one or the other.
One or the other?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm obviously gonna go with Patrick Kane from the Blackhawks.
Perfect, thank you. Steve?
I believe from either.
Yep.
Isn't it Jonathan Taves?
Perfect, thank you.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Connor McDavid.
I can't believe no one actually said Connor McDavid.
I was gonna,
yeah,
that's a
but I
gimme.
was
That
like,
was a gimme.
that's the all-star. I'm not gonna just go for someone easy like that.
Okay, yeah, so Flames, Jets, like I said, lots of big boys, good goaltending, good defense core. Flames, one of the players that actually opted out, we talked about it today, Brett and I did, Travis Hammock, so he is not reporting to his team. He decided to opt out, no go. So that's a huge hit on the blue
And
line.
he got approved of it? Because you mentioned earlier, you gotta.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it's penalty free. If they opt out, they're good to go.
they're good.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
if so, when the season starts next year, no penalty, no suspension. You
Oh.
just do not report.
Okay.
Flames, good kind of young core, first, second line punch kind of thing. Again, it could come down to goaltending, but I think I'm gonna go with the Jets, man.
Same man. I think Scheifele's gonna have a great postseason. I think Kyle Connor's gonna be great. I love Nick Ehlers. And I think they just have a great mix, and they've been so close the last few years. And same deal with Calgary. Like, I love Gaudreau, I love Monahan. Kachuk's great too. But
Dirty asshole.
yeah, well.
Oh, I like him. That's
yeah.
why I like him.
That's the thing, you hate those players when you're not in your team, but you love them if he was on your team. And I would definitely take him on my team. But yeah, I'm gonna go Jets. I'm gonna go Jets as well.
Okay, yeah.
So we're 4 for 4 right now on the agreement. This is, there's no conflict here at all.
3
Oh, 3 for 3, right?
Yeah, 3 for 3. Next, oh no, okay, boys.
Fuck.
Yeah, sorry,
No,
James,
almost up
go
again.
for it.
All right. So, is the rule of like historic players still standing?
Of course, yeah, whatever Brett says goes.
Well then, so for the Flames, I gotta go with Jerome McGinley.
Nice,
Oh,
good name
wow.
drop,
That's a
bud.
good one, that's
Good
fine.
name
Yeah.
drop, good name drop, Steve.
Beat that,
I-
Steve.
I don't even know. I want to say, doesn't Big Buff play for the Jets?
I can't give you that because they
That's
bought him. No,
not-
they bought him out though. They bought him out.
Officially?
He's- Oh yeah, he does not.
right.
He does not belong.
But that's still a historical player.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Give me big bucks.
I think we're going.
Give me
The
big
historical.
bucks.
Jets have been around for 5 years, and he was there for like 5 of them. So,
We're going historical though.
well, I don't know. He was
Like
on the roster.
McGidla?
Well, what else?
Bufflin.
I was good at fake Jerome
No, he's
McGill,
not. I guess
That's
he's not
so unfair.
historical. No, he's not. I guess historical in the literal sense. No, but he did. He was on the roster at one point. I
will
don't know.
literally
Give him a quarter point.
No. I will give you one more guess.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, I tried, Steve.
Fuck, I forget all their first names.
You know
though.
what's funny too is because we dropped 2 names.
I know,
to the
yeah.
Jets,
Yeah,
and I
isn't
didn't
it
pick up
One of them was
Johnny-
first and last too.
Johnny.
Well, I'm trying to remember.
No.
Oh
You
no.
lost.
Man, I don't pay attention, and especially since we only play threes now, me, you, and Brett. Does like we don't play the. Remember when we played 19?
Listen, I know you're trying to make excuses right now.
I know.
And you're trying to beat around the bush.
I'm a Leafs fan. I don't care about anybody else.
But you just have to say something nice about me right now.
Oh.
Just get it out of the way so we can move on.
I hate this rule.
Just say something. Something nice.
It's so hard to come up with.
That's rude.
You have a nice hairline.
I'll give that. That's nice.
It's better than a bad one.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Next
It's like-
round,
it's
next
not
round we're
as
going to
subtle.
talk about
I guess
the
it'll have to be
Montreal Canadiens versus the Pittsburgh
Missed
Penguins.
Nashville, Arizona, man.
No, I'm only doing some. I'm not doing all of them.
Oh, okay,
'Cause
gotcha,
that-
gotcha.
That's going to take fucking forever.
All right.
So Montreal Canadiens versus the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Well, I mean, that one for me, I just like, I hate both teams so fucking much.
Same.
I wish they could both lose,
Yeah.
and all of them break their legs on the ice at the same time. That might be a bit much, but
I'm not going that harsh.
not that harsh. I'm sorry, I really like Crosby as a player, but he fucking fucks Ottawa over.
And
And
fucks Toronto over too.
Pittsburgh's gonna win. Like obviously Pittsburgh's gonna win.
Yeah.
It's no contest, but I wish they could both somehow lose.
I'm gonna go. I'm going with Pittsburgh as well. I don't think Montreal has it in them, and I don't know if Max Domi is gonna play.
Would it matter anyways?
It's not even that. It's just the kid being a diabetic or whatever.
No, I would- that's the
I
thing.
want him to play. Like he needs to see some playoff hockey, right?
Does he though? Like is that where that's the thing, I wouldn't like they're gonna get creamed in 4 most likely. So what's the point of risking him?
You can't be creamed in 4. You gotta be creamed in 3.
Right, 3. Best of 5, I forgot. So yeah, they're gonna be creamed in 3. So is there a point to bringing him back?
I know, and like I said, you want to see everyone play. And
Yeah.
for health reasons, I understand if he sits out, but again, Max, I want to see him in that high intensity hockey because the last time we seen that was World Juniors when they played the gold medal game in Toronto and he came out guns a-blazing.
Oh yeah.
And I really want to see that in a playoff round. James, sorry, you had something to say?
Oh, just I was unaware that it was best 3 of 5.
Oh,
That's
The first round is, so
Okay.
basically there's 4 teams on each conference that get a bye
Yep.
to the official round.
Mhm.
The rest of them basically play in to be their opponents. That's
Right,
essentially how it
I
works.
see.
So there's 8 teams on each conference side that are like play-in teams.
Mhm.
And yeah, they do a best of 5 series to see who actually makes the real
Oh,
playoffs.
okay.
The Stanley Cup qualifiers, they're calling them.
Right, okay, yeah, and just really quickly, just to emphasize the whole conflict, like the inner conflict of like trying to decide who would you, I guess it's appropriate to say, who would you rather lose more in that series? I'm actually really, as someone who's not really a hockey guy per se, I stand with you, I have no idea who I would actually cheer for, Pittsburgh or Montreal, like that's really a toss-up, because you have Malkin, and I don't want to answer too early here, but you have like Malkin and then, like you
Point,
said,
for sure.
well, you got to say his first name.
oh fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that would be a gimme too, man.
Well, I'm gonna
It's
botch
tough
it.
with me, eh?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
botch it, but
right.
anyways, I'll wait till we get to that round so I can think of it. But yeah, just saying, like, I don't know who I would rather lose more.
Both of them.
Both of them, if we could.
That's who you want.
Yeah.
Listen to your heart,
Yeah.
man. You want both of them to lose.
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch? Are you like? Do you care enough to actually like watch the game though? That's
Oh
the
yeah,
thing.
I think I do.
Well, with that game, like Pittsburgh Montreal,
I think it'd be a great game to watch.
it would probably be very entertaining. But there's probably other series I would tune into more.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. James, we'll start with you.
All right.
A player from each. You said a last name.
Ooh, a player for each.
You were
Okay.
or not a player from Montreal or
Okay.
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
You said the last name. Brett
Yeah.
said 0.5. That is out of that
That's
no go. Don't listen to him.
So you gotta
Yeah,
say
don't
something
listen to me, I
half
guess.
nice.
No.
So
I will try and say the full name.
yep,
Evgeny Malkin.
perfect.
That's pretty close, that's pretty good.
I'd take
Yeah,
it,
I give
yeah.
it, that's probably the real Russian pronunciation.
See, I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
Steve.
Carey Price.
There you
Nice.
go, yep.
Okay.
There we go.
Last two teams.
Yeah.
Brad will love this.
Oh, I have a feeling I know where you're going, but I'd be surprised with my answer, man.
Know where I'm going with this. The Toronto Maple Leafs
Yes,
versus the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Toronto is winning.
Really?
Yeah. If they don't, man, like, give up and
Wow.
fold your team.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Wow.
at this point, like, I give them a pass the last 2 years because they played Washington and Boston, two phenomenal teams, and Washington they took to Game 7. Like,
And
that
who
is-
thought that was going to happen?
dude, like, that's the thing, like, winning in the playoffs is hard. It's so hard, and it's. But this year you're playing Columbus. Like, you best be ready, and it really sucks that hockey's a really shitty game of luck, and a lot of bad can go wrong in 3 games. But all things being equal, assuming they're prepared, assuming no garbage puck luck, they should walk all over Columbus. Like, honestly, well, fucking their big four should absolutely fist Columbus.
That's fantastic. I'm gonna go around something here. James, start with you. Name a player from each.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm glad.
We'll do both teams now because I mean the
Yeah.
Leafs is a gimme. So
Yeah. No, I'm glad we have this recorded. Like Brett actually saying something positive about the Leafs. I think that's something we can hold over his head for a while.
I mean he does do that. Like he
Occasionally.
Yeah,
Fair
yeah,
enough. Fair enough.
I'm willing to look at it from a
Don't
biased
stall
perspective.
and
You have
get
time?
Brett to say a name.
Well,
Go.
just for you, I'm going to say Mitch Marner
Okay.
from the Leafs.
Yep.
From the Blue Jackets,
Yeah.
I haven't a fucking clue in hell.
Okay. Say like a little nice thing. Like you don't have to go full out like I'm God or something like that. Like tone it down a bit.
I wasn't intending to, so that's fine. Oh god damn it. You have good taste in wine.
Okay, that's very nice. Yeah. Steven?
So I guess for Toronto, I'll go with the kid, Austin Matthews. And for Columbus, Sergei Bobrovsky.
That gear up something and say something nice about me, man.
What?
He does not play there anymore.
Not
What,
anymore.
he doesn't?
Not anymore, no.
Not anymore,
no.
since when?
Since
last trade deadline.
Wait.
Yes.
No,
Since last
free
free
agency.
agency,
Last
yeah.
free
He signed
agency.
with Florida.
Since when?
Last July 1st.
Jesus Christ. See, I'm stuck on 2019, when
Okay.
we used to play. I don't want to say your fucking nice thing.
Just say it, man.
You
Say it
came
so
up
we can
with
get
a
over
won-
with.
You came up with a wonderful game.
You like the game?
No. No, not at all.
Okay,
I'm
so
not up to date with the rosters, so
I wanted to get you guys out of the way of naming the players because I think Columbus is going to win this series.
What? Why?
Oh wow.
I
that
just
was worse
think
than my answer.
I just think they're going to outwork us and outplay us. I think
I-
Torts has this team down pat. You have to remember, last year when they played Tampa
Yeah.
Bay, they swept them.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
That's fine.
Well,
Toronto's not Tampa Bay though.
they're worse. They
They're-
have no consistency.
But Tampa Bay was in coast mode. Like they cruised through the last part of the season, like literally on coast. I don't think they were ready for the playoffs, and that's a John Cooper issue. That's like,
So now you have a coach in Sheldon Keefe
Yeah.
that was only coached playoffs in the AHL, won the cup there, hasn't done anything in the NHL to make his resume go, hey,
Who
I'm
cares?
the fucking guy.
Who
I
cares?
do, man. I care.
did they look better after Keith took over from Babcock?
The one game that I watched against Arizona, the day that he got hired, yeah, you could tell a huge
Yeah,
difference.
the record was a lot
Again,
better.
consistency
Yeah.
was not there.
Well, they're probably learning a new
The
system,
power
right?
play
So-
was not there.
Well, let's give them time.
The grinding, the going into the corners was
Yeah.
not there.
Yeah.
Columbus has all of that.
Yeah.
I'm getting Columbus, and I'm going. It's going to go to the 5th game, and
Yeah.
Columbus is going to win.
Again, it's getting really hard to tell
you
who's
just
a Leaf
want-
fan.
Lafreniere or what?
Um,
Lafreniere, sorry.
yeah, I want him, but I also want the Leafs to know that they can't just rely on the 4 that you said. And and we all know, and we say this when me, you, and Steve play Chell, we have a lot of offensive power when we can, but when it comes to defense, we got fucking shit. And that's what the Leafs have. They have fucking shit on the back end.
Yeah, but neither does Columbus, man. And like Freddie Anderson is, it really comes down to him, to me, man. Like if he's hot, the Leafs would be pretty formidable. They already really are. Like they. I don't like even saying this, Corey. I don't like making, that you're making me say it. I think they're gonna fucking destroy Columbus.
Are you sweep?
I think it's absolutely possible. If Freddie's hot, yeah, it's over. It's over.
I hate that it comes down to Freddie, though.
It does, because that's how you win the cup, man. Like, go back and look at any goaltender save percentage from the cup win. It's like .935 or higher. Like, it's not just good teams. It's a shitload of luck. It's such amount of luck. And, like, man, it's, again, I go back to Washington. Like, the Leafs took the eventual Stanley Cup champions to Game 7 overtime in the playoffs. Like, do you think they weren't working their ass off for that? Like, they made it that close. If they made it past Washington, man, could be a big difference. Could be a big difference.
It's such bullshit.
How is that bullshit?
man.
It's just, I get trust me, I get what you're saying, man. I don't buy the Leafs.
Okay, well,
And I've
give
said
me
this
another
before.
example.
I said it before to you.
I'll give you another example. 2017, I'm going to go back to this because this is my darkest time as an Ottawa fan. 8 seconds before Chris Kunitz scored that goal, Victor Stahlberg missed a breakaway opportunity by about an inch at the blue line. If he gets that breakaway opportunity and they score, they go against Nashville, who they probably honestly could have beaten. We're having a very different conversation, but instead of puck flutters about half a centimeter under the bar, and their series is over, double overtime. They worked their asses off. I could never question their effort. I watched that Leafs series, man. They were on fire. But Washington's really good. Sometimes you just face really good teams.
If Leafs beat Columbus, more than likely for the second round we're going to face Boston.
Actually, we can double check that because I think I have the bracket.
It's actually Steve brought it to my attention tonight that I actually thought that the play-in round for the teams that are going for first place.
It's a round robin.
Yeah, they play Boston. They play Boston if they win. Hey man, you gotta slay the demon sometime. Like
Even if Tampa wins for the first seed, that's the thing.
Oh yeah, right. No, because yeah, right, yeah. So yeah, it's first seed against 8. So yeah, it could be Tampa or Boston. Sorry, you're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and my understanding, what Steve told me tonight, I said to him, I thought Boston and Tampa had a best of 5, but they don't. They actually go vice versa. So they go, Boston plays what first?
I believe Boston plays.
Boston plays like Washington or Philly first.
No,
And
they
then
play Philly first.
okay, and then they go down for those top 4 people. They play each other like once. And I don't even know.
So this is how I explained it, is that on the 2nd, I believe, Boston will face off against Philly. On the 3rd, Washington will face Tampa. And then what happens is on the 5th, Boston will go against Tampa. And then on, I think it's the 6th? Yeah, 6th, then it's Washington, Philly.
Okay.
And then after that, Boston versus Caps. And then the 2 remaining teams, Philly and Tampa, go off. It's all 1v1, they all alternate.
Okay.
So it's one game, they just all switch it.
Barring some extreme luck based on rosters only, we're probably gonna safely eliminate Philly, right? Like we can all.
I would
say.
imagine so myself.
Oh man, I thought Philly was bringing it at the end there. man.
They were, but like that's what's so dumb about hockey. It's like I truly believe every player wants to win all the time, and it's just sometimes not sometimes it's out of their control. It's pretty much it. So I really think that Toronto
Columbus
has the best
winning
opportunity.
Game 5, man.
Yeah.
Columbus is moving on.
Well, they
Okay.
don't have Sergei Bobrovsky anymore, so fuck those guys. I don't care about
Bobrovsky.
those guys.
I
Yeah.
just don't buy the Leafs, man. I'm not convinced yet. I'm not convinced.
What do you think they need? Like, what are they missing? What do you think they're missing?
Defense. At least 2 more good defensemen.
Like a top 4?
Yeah,
Or
like
4 or 5?
Tyson Berry's bye-bye.
Yes,
You're gone.
Most likely, yes.
Cody Ceci, like just start working at Burger King. Like you do not need to strap on skates and start playing hockey.
Yeah.
Okay. Jake Muzzin, love Jake Muzzin. We need a guy like him. Morgan Riley, obviously, that's good. Those 2 guys, fantastic. Rasmus Sandin, young guy, he's up and coming. He can make it work. World Juniors, he was on fire.
Yep.
Again.
Travis Dermott? You like him?
Yeah,
I like him.
I like Travis Dermott. I think he's a little too handsy. I think he tries to do too much.
Oh, I love those guys.
But it can burn you. It
I
can
know.
burn you.
But I'm all for players trying exciting things, as long as like in the right times, obviously. But I don't know. That's how magic happens sometimes.
Who's winning the Stanley Cup? Who are the 2 teams that are making it to Edmonton to win the Stanley Cup? Let's go. I think we're gonna go. We don't know if it's going to be the best out of 7. We're assuming it will be, Brett.
That's
For the Stanley Cup?
That is the idea. Yeah, the everything after the play-in is best of 7, as long as assuming it happens as scheduled. But
Right. Let's start with Steve. 2 teams that could make it.
I hate to say it, but after hearing the whole thing about the Oilers, I think they might make it there.
Wow.
But I want to go maybe Tampa, maybe Caps. I'm going Caps.
Caps.
Yeah, Caps still have Holtby, don't they? I'm just making sure. And they just got a great team as well. So
Caps.
I'm going Caps.
James.
So wait, so you want us to know who's gonna win, or where the 2 teams going to the final?
You go 2 teams in the finals. If you don't want to say one, like give me the winner.
Yeah. Because I'm in the same boat as Steve. Like, I think Edmonton. I'm more so going like 50-50 who I think would actually win and who I would like to see win. I'm gonna say Edmonton, and
Do you guys use Grindr?
honestly, not anymore. Not since the incident. The one girl I found on Grindr, and that just ruined it for me. So yeah. Anyways, no, I'm gonna say Edmonton, and oh hell, let's. I have a feeling. I don't want to say it, but I have a feeling Pittsburgh might make it to the finals.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
I mean, I don't want that.
You guys
to be
use
I'm shaking my head. Fucking Pittsburgh.
like the top notch Grindr.
Yeah.
Like you guys are paying for it.
Did I mention how much I absolutely
Good
love Mitch?
service, man.
Did I say how much I love Mitch Marner, by the way?
That's how me and Duzzy met.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. So, but I'm just gonna throw it out there, Edmonton.
Brett.
I don't know, man. And honestly, I have no idea. I want to. For some reason, I feel like it actually, like Edmonton or Vegas could be a team out of the West.
You're still going Edmonton.
Yeah, I don't know why, man. Like,
Oh.
What the
I feel like their luck's actually because I don't feel like for the first little bit this is gonna be weird, man. They haven't played in 4 months now, is it? Like I know they have a couple exhibition games, but I think it's gonna be a weird adjustment. And I honestly, like, I really do believe that Connor's gonna be ready. Like, he's gonna be on fire the second he touches the ice. And he's one of those dudes that's so phenomenal. Draisaitl's so phenomenal. I don't like their goaltending, but maybe this hockey gets a little sloppy, and that benefits a team like Edmonton.
Hey Dawes, could I guess your 2 teams?
But out of
I'll
the East,
guess.
though, you want to hear my East teams?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fucking
Oh, sorry.
Toronto or Pittsburgh.
Oh really?
Really?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that because you're in my
No,
house?
because this would be the universe's final fucking cruel joke.
This is how 2020 ends.
Yeah, to nail it in. At least win the fucking Stanley fucking Cup. And the worst part is, I actually think they're good enough to do it
Oh my
if Anderson
God.
gets hot.
That's amazing.
Oh my God.
Again, really hard to decide here. Again, hard to tell who's the Leaf fan and who's not between you and Dawsey. But
Oh.
that would actually.
I think I'm just more of a realist sometimes.
I'm just super hard on them.
Yeah.
I love that. You know what? I really, really hope, just for that reason, I agree. I hope it's Toronto that wins it.
No,
Just
man.
because. Just.
We don't want that.
But Steve, what were you gonna ask me? Sorry.
I'm gonna guess your 2 picks.
You wanna guess? Okay.
Before you go into it.
Yeah, sure.
Saying St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, that
I'm
was one
saying
of
the
them.
Blues.
Yeah,
And I'm saying Boston.
yeah. That's actually my two.
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah.
Yeah,
good on me.
100%.
I'm waiting for Zdeno Chara to stop being Zdeno Chara, but like I guess.
It is not going to.
Yeah.
It might be his last year,
Oh, yeah.
right? Because he signed the 1 year last year, so this
Yeah.
is now it comes to an end.
43 now, I think.
Hey,
Wow.
guy's old.
Yeah,
He
he's
can
up
still
there.
play. I heard he trains hard.
Oh,
Man.
he does, but he's
Yeah.
psychotic. He's
Like-
like Yager, man.
Like Boston is my second favorite NHL team. Like I watch.
Wait, how is that possible?
It-
I'm sorry
it
to
is.
interrupt, but like how can a team that, I'm sorry to say, hurt you so much?
Right.
How, that would be like me loving fucking Toronto after the Battle of
It's just
Ontario, or
toxic-
loving
it's just
Pittsburgh
toxic,
after
Max.
2017.
Yeah.
It's
I
Like
think
I love Patrice Bergeron, and I love fucking Brad Marchand, and I love Torrey Krug, and I love Charlie McAvoy, but the Bruins, you kidding me, man?
I think
you know
I-
what's funny? The only team that could beat Bruins in the playoffs recently is Ottawa.
Oh really?
Yeah, 2017, if you remember.
No.
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
Clark MacArthur scored the winner. It was fucking awesome.
MacArthur, a nice former Leaf
Yeah, he was awesome. Another unappreciated Leaf.
that we gave you.
Yeah, thank you. He was awesome. He was instrumental in that run.
Boston for me, like Brett said, you forgot the one guy, Pasternak.
Oh yes, of
Right,
course.
Pasternak, Rask can steal a game for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Obviously Bergeron. I have a little issue right now with Krejci, maybe a little too old, but again, veteran presence, and I think he's going to come back really, really good for either the second or third line centerman.
Yeah,
St. Louis, I mean,
they're good.
come on.
Yeah, they're very good.
Like, that's a hockey team.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fucking hockey team. Like, those are full of men.
Yes.
Men that play hockey. And
Yes.
men that want to lift the Stanley Cup and chug out of it.
Absolutely agree. And I'm just coming down to the play-in because it's going to be a shit show, man. Like so much can go wrong over 3 games, 3 or 4 for the qualifying teams. Oh man, I think some upsets are going to happen. I think some upsets are going to happen.
I think some are too. Sleeper teams, I'm excited to watch, Colorado.
Yeah,
obviously.
absolutely. Colorado and Dallas actually.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Very excited for. Who else? Arizona, like to see Taylor Hall
Phil
do something.
Kessel.
Oh my god.
Wait, Kessel's,
Philip Kessel.
Kessel's gone to Arizona?
Arizona, man.
I don't understand why people
And
like
Taylor
him.
Hall.
Like, I can't stand that fucker.
I don't get it, man. Just let the guy have his hot dogs and win some Stanley Cups.
I don't respect a hockey player that skates down one wing and then tries to score.
But he does it 45 times a year.
I would say 45.
Okay, he's done it 45 times a couple times, but maybe most recently like 35 or 36.
Like, do something else. Like, dish it off.
But like, okay, you gonna tell Ovi to not stand in the power, like at the top of the circle in the power play? Well, do something else, Ovi. Until they start covering him, he won't.
But no, but that's all, this is all Kessel has. Ovi
Until they
has-
stop covering his shot, he'll keep doing it.
Ovi can actually backskate and backcheck and play
And
defense.
Philip Kessel should have won the Conn Smythe in 2017.
Oh my god.
He was
Like,
phenomenal,
I
man.
fucking can't stand you.
Point per game in the playoffs, dude, that is no easy feat.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
Nice.
Okay,
The guy-
this is the guy you're talking about. You're talking about having guys that bring it when it matters. You have a guy that steps up every single
Look
time.
at the team
2
that he had
cups.
with him.
Point per game is not hard.
Because it helps.
Sorry, it's not easy, sorry.
All those
Dude.
players around him help him.
Absolutely.
It's not just him.
I know, and it was just him on the Leafs, and that's why it was so unfair that
Can you
everyone
imagine-
expected him to do everything by himself.
Can you imagine if Phil still played for Toronto?
No, I can't. He would have been run out of town years ago by Steve Simmons.
Oh, I fucking hate that guy. He's the one
Yes.
that broke the
He was the
Matthews.
hot dog story.
He's the one that broke the Matthews COVID.
Yes, and he bullshitted the hot dog story.
So do you think he bullshitted the COVID?
No, I don't think he bullshitted. I think he released someone's private medical info when it wasn't supposed to be released.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what a lot of people think. That's what I
Yeah.
think too.
Yeah, I think it was a dirty move. That's
Yeah.
there's way too much of a race.
Hey,
for,
he's a dirty analyst or
Yeah.
a sports writer. Sorry,
I don't like him at all.
I can't stand him. Sorry, James.
Sorry, so this is news to me. So what's this all about? And who's this guy that you're referring to?
So Steve Simmons, a couple of weeks ago.
Because it sounds, sorry to cut you off, that name does sound familiar.
He's Charles' son or star?
Charles' son.
Son, yeah.
He's from the Sun.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So he broke that Austin Matthews tested positive
I see.
for COVID-19. The next day, the Leafs did not want to make a statement. Nobody wanted to make a statement within the organization. So again, we still don't know if it's true.
Probably
Here's my
not.
thing though. Freddie is with the team. He is with friends and stuff. So, and he was with Austin at the time, right? Living together in Arizona. So for me, if Freddie had it, he's isolating. Like he's not going to be around anyone. And he's around people.
Yeah.
So for me, that tells me, and Matt's probably didn't have it, and someone leaked the information just to get some Leafs news out there.
Oh,
yeah,
probably.
either that or it was false positive, or it was one of those low risk contacts where like Freddie was with him, but he was actually like 50 feet away and on the other side of the house all the time, or something like that. Yeah, so it's I'm sure they're taking it very seriously. They don't want to bring that stuff into the room. So
Just to finish up, I think St. Louis will win the Stanley Cup.
St. Louis, okay.
I'm going to go with St. Louis. And then right after St. Louis wins, it becomes free agency. Goodbye,
Pietrangelo?
Goodbye, William Nylander for whatever, and Pietrangelo becomes
Poor Nylander, man.
on the Leafs.
Poor William. Just another underappreciated Leaf right there.
Oh no, I love him. I
You
think
guys have such nice things and you can't appreciate them.
he had a great. I can't say trade Marner because I like Marner plays good. I just don't like the fucking kid.
Okay, but William plays very good for like not half the money, but like 65% of the money. That's ridiculous. Where else can you find that kind of protection? Like, he's going to be a very valuable trade chip, but it's unfortunate that they've locked themselves into a position where he is the most valuable trade chip,
Right.
other than like Janssen and Kapanen.
Yeah, I think one of them's probably gone too. I would give it to Janssen. Too many penalties.
Yeah, I can honestly see them going to Ottawa, man.
Janssen?
One of the two, yeah.
Yeah, fucking TJ Smith.
Yeah,
He's just calling
Well,
everyone.
they could need players like that anyways, because they need guys to flush out the roster right now. And a dude who would be, in the 3-4 million range, who's still young, who can still fit the plan and at least provide some type of boost right now.
Marner
that's
for
perfect.
Shabbat?
No. Why the fuck would I ever do that?
Really?
No, we have more than enough forward prospects and we're about to draft 2+ A+ers. Like, why?
And you wouldn't? Wow.
No.
I thought that was a gimme for you.
No, well, absolutely not.
Okay.
How, yeah, no, and why would I take that contract? Like, Nylander plus, and maybe a plus, sure.
Okay. I'd take Shabbat.
Yeah.
I love Shabbat.
I love Shabbat too, man.
Leaf killer when they play.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
Steve, we're gonna go to our new segment, bud.
So, yeah, we can go right into it. Let's get into our Tales Top 3 Topics.
Top 3.
Top 3.
So, I'm going to keep it on the same subject here, Tales Top 3 Topics. This week's topic, I think I'm going to choose favorite hockey players. So, like I did last week, I'm going to start off with my favorite 3. I'm just going to ring them out because we got 4 people in the room here. As James stole it before, I'm going to go Jerome Ugenla. I've actually heard that isn't he getting inducted into the Hall of Fame as well?
Yes.
Jerome Ugenla. Pekka Rinne. And I gotta go with the kid, Matt. Like, I just love watching him play. Like, his wrist shot's amazing. Love watching him play. I'm a Leafs fan.
We all know he's hung
It's-
too. That's what gets us good shot
The
on.
kid, it's the weight distribution, I guess. I don't know what it is. But anyways, so without Dawes getting too full of himself here, thinking about Matthews, James.
Yeah.
Your 3 players.
All right, so definitely got to go with Korea. I loved Korea.
Oh, Korea.
All Korea.
Good name.
Then right after that, I got to go with the man who just about killed him. Scott Stevens. Yeah, you know.
I watched highlights of that the other day.
Yeah, Scott Stevens. And then I got ended with the goaltender, and you know what? This is a toss up for me. It's either Brodeur or Cujo, but just because I have to pick one right now, I gotta go with you know the OG player of my top picks, Cujo.
Is that me?
Yeah,
We're
no,
talking.
it's not.
We're talking all time.
You could go all time. You could go whatever you want. Just like your favorite players, like players who made an impact in your life. I guess
there's so many.
anything. Yeah, anything.
Well, Daniel Alfredson for sure.
Oh, okay.
But I'm running out of room, but I have to put Carlson too. But then I have to go back in time, and I'm trying to think of the early '90s player that meant the most to me. And if it's Pavel Bure,
Ooh, that's a good one. That's good.
the Russian Rocket.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dawsy, the host of Dawes Tales, who does he pick for his top 3?
Can I do like top 100 I just fucking hate? Instead of
Sure.
like top 3?
And do you want to start with one of the players I mentioned? I feel like you do.
Alfredson would be up there, but like he's
Okay,
not
good.
like he's probably.
Well, let's do the first 3, your top 3 that you love, and then we can talk about players.
Yeah.
Or how about let's do top 3
Because I
you
hate a
love,
lot of them.
top 3 you hate.
I like that.
Top 3. Okay, so I'm gonna go number 3, Thomas Caberlet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Number 2, I'm gonna have to go with Sean Avery.
Random.
Number 1, I'm gonna have to go with. Oh fuck! It's a toss up. It's a toss up between Marchand and Matthews for my number.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. See, Marchand would be on my top, active players, most hated player.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I realize he's phenomenal, and I love him in a Team Canada jersey,
Yeah.
but he's just such a shitbag to play against when he's not in your team.
What do you think of my Sean Avery pick?
I also hate him, and I think that's an absolute garbage pick. In the words of Don Brennan from the Ottawa Sun, that's a garbage pick. Why?
Yeah, just the way he played, you can get under your skin.
Yeah.
It might be able to pot a few for you, but he stirs things
A
up.
few, but see, I would rather take, Matthew Tkachuk can stir things up, but he can also pot 30.
Right. Well, I was kind of thinking not just now, but like back in the day. Like
Okay.
I love Sean. I follow him on Instagram. I listen to his podcast. What he pulled against was it Brodeur?
There's Brodeur.
Yes, the sick
Or
one.
they made his own rule. They made
Yes.
a rule specifically for him. That's gotta speak
That was
volumes.
a joke. Yeah.
Did he get a penalty for it?
No, he did not. Yeah, I don't think he did at least. I know Brodeur snapped at him, and I don't think they gave him an official delay a game or unsportsmanlike. Or maybe they did. After his second or third attempt, 'cause he did it a couple times, and Brodeur snapped.
Thank you. That's what I was gonna say.
It's like 2012 though. I'm stretching my memory.
Yeah, like I think he did it a couple of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Sean. Another pick that I want to say, Brett may know him, you two may not. Robbie Shrimp.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I remember as a kid. Well, not a kid. Starting out in like junior, or whatever, watching him play for London. He was kind of the guy that started the whole lacrosse shit, picking up the puck, twirling it around, doing all that.
Mhm.
And I love that he flipped off the crowd here in Peterborough because I did that as well when I was playing for the Stars in Campbellford.
I remember that. I was there for that shit.
So I did the exact same thing. Also, he can drive a fucking golf ball. So yeah, that's another one that I love. I love him. I love all the agitators, man.
Yeah, well, here's a good one. Is there a random player that you remember just always burned your team? Like, he doesn't, not a star, just some random third, fourth line guy that always just seemed to be that dude that was like, ugh. For me, it was Daniel Paille. I'm not sure if you remember him. He used to play in Boston.
Of course.
But he was just a dude that seemed to light up Ottawa every time they played. Every single time.
It wasn't that, it wasn't those like third or fourth line guys, but I remember watching, I forget what year it was, you probably don't even remember, nor give a fuck, Brett,
I
Philadelphia versus Toronto.
Okay.
Jeremy Rona comes down,
Yes.
snipes top, done.
Yeah.
That was a killer for me.
Yeah, I
That
remember that
moment
series
right
very
there,
well.
I was heartbroken.
That was the series. Wasn't that the series that Tucker absolutely demolishes Sami Kapanen? Like puts him sideways against the boards.
That was
and
the
Kapanen
series.
crawls off the ice. That's one of the worst. That's probably the biggest hit I've ever seen. Like,
Yeah, that was the series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. And
Well, there was a couple against your
Yeah.
fucking team that we annihilated.
Mark Bell annihilated Alfredson once. Yeah.
No, I'm talking Leafs.
What do you mean? Sorry.
Leafs hitting your guys.
Oh yeah, I
there
said
was
Mark Bell annihilated Daniel Alfredson
Oh,
right
Mark
before the
Bell.
playoffs.
Okay, yeah.
That
Wasn't there one on Packet 2, knee on knee kind of thing? Corson, Tucker, one of them?
No, he was on Buffalo. Michael Pekka was on Buffalo at the time. That was Tucker though. It was Darcy Tucker. Although I do remember Alfredson slamming Tucker into the boards from behind in the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah, I do. That was a good time. Yeah, there was a couple. Like, I remember Chris Neal laying in a couple Leafs though for sure.
Yeah,
Or I remember Zdeno Chara ragdolling Brian McCabe. Remember that?
Oh,
That was amazing.
tossing him
That
around.
was something else.
Remember Cujo coming out and going after Nick Magoo?
Yes, because I remember screaming at the TV that he should be suspended automatically for assaulting the ref. That was the only way to make my win.
Cujo tripped, man.
I
I
remember
know,
that.
that's why I was so
I
angry.
can't
that.
stand Cujo, but he tripped.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
well aware
he
he
did trip.
tripped.
I know exactly the
Yeah.
clip you're talking about, and yeah, he 100% tripped.
Oh, for sure. I just wanted him gone. He had his fist raised at the ref when he came up, admittedly, but he's
You just don't give a fuck about the Leafs.
I hate them.
But yet you're picking them to win.
Yeah, because I'm also not like I also can recognize that they have a good hockey team. It doesn't mean I don't fucking hate their guts.
Right.
It's his
Like,
2020
again, man, it's-
checklist. 2020 checklist. It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, yeah.
That's not part of the reason. I actually think they're very talented, and I think this type of I don't want to call it a tournament, but the play-in, they could actually get something going against Columbus, and for once have some confidence going against Boston, like Boston's or Tampa, whoever it ends up being. But like, man, Toronto's got a lot of skill. It's just
Oh,
it's really shitty that Boston's also very good.
you know you're being recorded right now, Brad.
Yeah,
you
of
know
course,
this,
yeah.
right?
Dude, I've told you there's a bunch of things about the Leafs that I like. I
No,
love
I know.
William Nylander. I
Yes.
love Kyle Dubas.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Dubas.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
Just
he's-
make the conversion, Brad.
No.
Come on over.
No,
Come on over to the
It's,
Quite
it's
happy
fun over here, man. It's a lot of skill. Well, you're gonna.
It's
have
like,
a lot
well,
of-
like, it doesn't mean, it's like, Crosby, like, when Pittsburgh beat Ottawa, I fucking wanted to, I would bash Crosby's face in with a Louisville Slugger if I could. It doesn't mean he's not one of the best hockey players in the world, and I would have him on Ottawa tomorrow if I could, but he's not. Otherwise, they might have won, you know?
That's just not the world we live in.
It's just not the world we live in.
Nor you don't want us to live in when the Leafs win the Stanley Cup.
No, not that one. Anybody else, man. Actually, not Montreal either.
Yeah, I was
Not
gonna say,
Montreal.
I was gonna say I don't want.
I could handle Pittsburgh again just because they're so skilled, but not Montreal, not Toronto. Toronto, like, no, not Toronto because they're skilled. It would be a universe's cruel joke.
You remember the last time that you were on, Brett? You were talking music and what concerts are going to be in the near future.
Yes.
Do you think that is still a thing? It's going to be? Do you think it's gonna get better?
Well, I haven't heard anything about any dates coming up, so I'm not. I know they held the first drive-in show a couple weeks ago in Ontario.
There's something on tonight too, Budweiser stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's on. I forget what channel, but there's a few waters going on. I thought it was Dallas Green was one of them.
Yeah, like an extreme social distancing show type of thing.
No. This is just virtual. Like you're
okay.
basically watching like the VMAs or something like that
Okay.
with no audience. Yeah.
Oh, weird. But he's on the Budweiser stage?
I thought I heard it when I was listening to Kiss radio before we started filming, but I have no idea.
How much they're charging for that? Jeez.
Like for an actual artist to get on stage.
Oh, I'd be curious. Yeah, the actual artist, if they're charging for the stream or charging for what or how that works. 'Cause,
Well,
yeah,
that's what I'm thinking, that they're charging them for the stream. Like,
Yeah.
like no audience, like no crowd or whatever.
No,
this is
no.
just TV, like something to do on a Friday night. You're watching music, whatever.
Yeah, that's cool. Like bigger bands can definitely do that because they can afford for it to not work. There's a lot of smaller, struggling bands or mid-grade bands or frankly, man, even just bands in Canada in general that it's not going to be an option for, at least on any larger scale. Like you'd have to have so many people watching, but that's cool for him. That's awesome.
I mean, if it is him,
Yeah.
don't take me a word for it. I was just, I thought I heard his name. I mean, his song could have been coming up next on the radio.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to anything. I've heard most likely the first thing they'll do is acoustic shows in small venues, like 50 to 250 people.
Still seems like a lot of people.
Well, depending on the room, it doesn't have to be, but as long, again, I still think people will have to pay a bit more in ticket prices, but that way bands can do, like a band can come out and do an acoustic performance, they don't have to rent a truck, they don't have to haul their gear, they don't have to necessarily pay a bunch of techs to set that gear up. That might be able to be done reasonably for a lot of touring bands, where they can make an acoustic show go.
How do the groupies work? Like with the female presence, like they just get them after the show, like
I don't know, man.
order them after.
All the guys I work with,
because they're not there.
All the guys I work with are married, so I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think I've ever really done any shows where there's like, you know, a single artist like that. Like literally all the dudes that I work with are pretty much married.
Do you see a lot of boobs when you're doing a show?
I don't.
You don't see any?
No, man, I'm busy. That's the thing. Like everyone thinks it's a party backstage. It is not. Not for me, at least. I'm busy.
You're
all
just
day.
focused.
All day. Like there's some long days, man. Like especially when you're on tour.
If there's a sound issue and a nice pair of boobies, are you distracted by the boobies, or are you going to the sound issue?
Well, I've never really been in that position, but I probably would have to be in the sound because I would get something thrown or something waved, or I would get flagged down if something was wrong. Like they notice, the guys notice. If something breaks, they'll be trying to get my attention.
Do they care that something broke, or are they going to look at the boobies? Because technically it's your job to fix it, so they don't really care, right?
It depends on what's broken. Some things can wait until the end of a song, and some things can't. So it really depends. If I got a panicked look from one of the guys, and it's like, okay, shit, something bad is wrong, and then it's like, yo, come here, and then I have to run out and try to find out what the fuck's wrong. I have no idea, man.
Last time you told us a story about going to Victoria for a show.
Probably, yeah, Calgary, Victoria, one of those two.
Right. Okay. Yeah. You got another story you want to lay on us? Something that's really good?
Oh, I don't know. Trying to get me off the top here.
It doesn't have to involve boobies.
No, I don't know.
Really, I thought it would have to involve boobies.
There's a bunch, man. There's been a shitload.
One that stands out.
One that stands out.
Oh, Brett, explain the guy that you met. What's his name? You showed me the picture. You're with him.
Oh, Terry from Foo Bar.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Go
in
from
Calgary.
there.
That was in Calgary, actually. That was a really fun night. We were there for the Stampede. It was over the Stampede weekend back like last November. This is with M-Earth. And it was like the night before the Grey Cup was happening. So it was like, the city was pretty much like one giant party. So it was actually a really cool atmosphere in Calgary.
There's probably a lot of boobies.
I bet. Yeah, I don't see any boobies though, Corey. Like you'd be so disappointed with my day. Like you'd be literally so disappointed except for like the last hour when I maybe actually get to relax in like the green room and eat some food and like chill out. But for the most time, it's like you'd be like, man, are you ever gonna fucking sit down and see some boobies? And I'd be like, no, there's no boobies coming. No boobies at all. And then I'd be like, get that fucking case and get moving.
Jeez.
I feel like you're really pulling the wool off of Corey's eyes.
Yeah,
right
I know.
now. He's
That's
like,
well, again, like, because
You're telling me.
this is the thing, man. Like everybody looks like they think they see this stuff in the '80s because the '80s and the '90s were that. Like,
Yeah.
admittedly, that they were that for sure. Like, people were making a lot more money. There was a lot less rules, a lot more
Cocaine.
a lot more cocaine, I bet. Yeah, and it's not like those things don't happen. It's just like not with the guys I work with. I've heard stories of dudes like that for sure. I don't know if I'd want to work for those dudes, man.
You're a very professional dude.
Yeah, well, and I'm starting to get more into like the tour management thing, and tour management is like
No boobies.
well, there's definitely no time for boobies, but in the kindest way possible, it is basically professional babysitting on the kindest level, and I mean that really in the way. But you have to take care of a lot of stuff, and it could be like stuff pops up all the time. It could be like, oh, they're having a problem checking in at the hotel, or there's a problem with car rental, and it's like all that stuff is you. So getting the entire logistical thing going for a show is you can get pulled in 100 different directions on any given day. So
Seems like a lot of work
it is a lot of work. And
that you want to do.
I love it though, I really do. I joke with the guys that I'm not happy unless I'm being crushed by the weight of responsibility. No, that's it. I need to feel like I'm fucking swamped with shit on these shows because it keeps me from being complacent. Like I feel like without boobies? Yeah, without boobies. Yeah. That's what you're waiting for.
It just can't, like, it's rockstar life, man.
I know, and again, there's
You think it's different from back in the day till
I've heard a story about I'll give you an example. I've heard a story about I can't name a name, but
don't name names.
This person
does it involve boobies?
Yeah. Well, no, probably in this person's life, but this specific story wasn't about.
Just substitute the name for Corey.
This specific
Corey.
singer of a rock band is so notoriously late that they basically, the promoters work in a fine to their contracts, like very large fines, like in the 5 figures sometimes, many of 5 figures. And this person pays them because they literally don't give a shit. So they'll sit at their hotel like fucking drinking or smoking cigarettes, and they're getting paid so much money.
Inside the hotel room?
Wherever the fuck they want. They'll pay the smoking fine every night because they have so much money.
That's badass.
So this person will show up like an hour or 2 late to shows every night, but when you're in like a very large venue and you're paying security staff, food staff, the entire place, like it gets expensive quick. So this dude gives up anywhere from what I've heard is 25 to 50 grand a show in fines, just so he can be an hour and a half late.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So like that dude lives the rock star life, and the person that I knew that worked for him was basically like his weed dude, and they loved my friend on the tour because he was the weed dude and he kept this specific artist from being the cocaine dude. So basically my friend's job was to be around this artist all the time and try to keep him stoned.
Just keep him
as often as possible, because if he was stoned, he wasn't going to go drink, he wasn't going to go snort lines, he wasn't going to get into trouble, and sometimes he would actually show up on time.
I was actually going to ask that as well.
Yeah.
Like, is that a part of your responsibility as well, there, Brad?
Yes.
Like,
to make sure guys get there, like on time.
Oh, I was going to say to make sure that they have drugs sufficient.
Yeah, no,
amounts.
see that's the part of tour managing that I don't want to get into, because could be your responsibility. Like you could get that call at 3 in the morning and be like, yo, I need blow. It's like, I don't want to fucking
find it in a random fucking town.
Yeah, like you could be in fucking Winnipeg at 3 in the morning in November, and it's
that is your job title.
But it is your job. That's why I don't want to work for dudes like that if I can help it.
We hire you if Dawes Tales ever go on tour.
You could, yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure manage the shit, but I won't find you drugs though.
What if I need a certain type of prostitute at 4 in the morning? Are you gonna go and get it for me?
No, I would tell you to find yourself.
Okay.
That's the thing, I'm a different type of tour manager, man.
You're very professional.
I'm very professional, and I keep the show tight and clean, and we're there to do a job, and if they want to have fun, it's all up to them, but I have responsibilities that I can't de, and one of those is collecting the money at the end of the night, so
Maybe we get 2 tour managers. One for the drugs and prostitutes, and then you for the professional side of things.
Yes. So I just wouldn't pay that other tour manager that much, because they won't really do much.
He just gets to go on tour.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Who?
Not Brad.
That's
the other guy.
That's the merch guy.
Like the number 2.
Yeah, the number 2 guy that just goes, oh, you know what, I'm gonna find these guys drugs and prostitutes.
You know what we do? We give him like a large sum of money to go and buy all those things, and just say, here, get a little something for yourself, and then that's his. I think that's a good system.
See, now, usually though, if you're good enough or you're big enough, you won't have to buy those things, because people will come to the show. Your fans will come to the show and say, hey, I know that you like this thing, so I brought you this thing.
That's like when you know, from Trailer Park Boys, when Randy and Leahy came, they did a tour in Lindsay. Like they came and just did like a show, and they on the stage they were just like, okay, who here's got a joint, and like 50 joints just went up in the air, the crowd, and like they literally just at their pick of the litter, and they just grab a couple of joints from all of that. So.
Oh yeah, I was staying in a hotel once with another band that had a fan basically bring them a bag, like, and I say a plastic bag full, I mean a plastic shopping bag full of edibles, but like very homemade strong edibles, like 300 milligram lollipop strong. And yeah, these like, yeah, that's the thing, like, and he didn't even ask for it. It was just like this dude knew that they were there, and he was like, oh, he fucking loved them, so he went home, he brought them a big bag, and he was like, there you go. And they said thank you, and then they enjoyed some together, and that was a fun night.
Before the show or after?
After the show.
I would hope
Oh,
after
these
the
dudes
show.
are baked like all the fucking time. They're pros.
So like,
fans got to eat with the, like, eat some of the edibles with the
With the dudes, yeah.
guys?
Yeah.
Well, that's
A lot of musicians
Oh,
are
man.
super chill that way, man. They're like, if you get them in the right spot and you don't like, if you don't like, you know, fanboy too hard, it's you can get them in that like
Oh yeah.
good little spot there.
Well, I mean, like they just want to be. They're just humans too, right? They all
Yeah,
want.
just
They just
humans,
want.
yeah.
They just want to chill like we all do, right?
Sometimes, yeah. And sometimes honestly the last thing they want to do is hear about how awesome they are.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that makes no sense.
Well, it's sometimes it is, but like sometimes it might be literally you might be the 200th person that has said it to them that day, and they've been on
Don't get
tour.
old to me.
You'd be surprised, man. When you're on tour and you're in it, literally sometimes, you know how people joke when you say they don't remember what city they're in? It's very easy to do. When you're doing an arena tour, you're on stage, they all look the fucking same, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you popped me on a stage and asked me if I was in London, Medicine Hat, Halifax, Abbotsford, couldn't tell you. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Unless I saw a flag or a team logo, it'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, maybe I recognize the seats or like that, but it's easy, man. Actually, I heard another great story. I had a driver once that, I'm gonna say this name because he's big enough that whatever, it was Steven Tyler. A driver of mine had driven Steven Tyler, the day before, basically.
Cool.
And he was taking him to the ACC to do a show, and I guess he was even Aerosmith show, he was just doing some guest thing for somebody else, but he'd been on tour and basically got in the car and he was talking to this guy and he was like, dude, like, Steven Tyler was like, what fucking city am I in? And he's like,
Drugged up?
no, he was just so, like, your schedule's so crazy, man, like, even especially with bands like that, like, they can do meet and greets, so they sleep, like, you drive overnight, sometimes sleep during the day, and then they would do, like, sound check, meet and greets, whatever, show time, and then, like, it's a constant thing, so eventually you just get it. You're bagged, man, you're just absolutely so exhausted from the travel, you've been in planes, trains, automobiles, sometimes all three in a day, sometimes twice in a day.
That's good.
So yeah, you just get to that point, but he's, my buddy's like, Toronto, whatever, and Steven Tyler was nice enough to invite him in the show, he's like, oh, come out, and
Nice.
he's sitting side stage, and Steven Tyler goes out on stage, and he's like, hello, Detroit!
Oh, he's in Toronto.
Yeah, he's in Toronto, yeah. So he comes off stage, he looks at the driver, and he's like, you fucking told me to. You fucking told me. And it's like, just like that, man. It's like, it's that easy when you're in the bright lights, and you're looking at a crowd that you've been doing it 55 out of 70 nights in the last 2 months. It's like, where the fuck am I? Like, I haven't done like major tours. I've done like pretty small time tours compared to that kind of shit, but it's easy, man. Like, there was like our final tour, we were in Moncton the night before. I made the mistake of drinking way too much. We had a 5 a.m. lobby call, 7 a.m. flight to Toronto, drive to Casino Rama, start loading at 10:30 a.m. By then, man, I was fucking hurting. We stopped at 1:30 in the morning. Like, that was a day. Like, that was, like, those are long days. So
Seems like
sometimes,
long days.
yeah, so sometimes when you get, like, if you're on a tour bus or something, like, I would get in the tour bus and, like, if I was in the mood, have a couple drinks with the guys, but sometimes I wouldn't even need to. It's just like crawl my bunk and just fucking out. Pass out till the next morning, do it over again, and then you live for the days off. And like, you live for the small moments where it's like, you do get maybe an hour or two before the show, and you get to have that hour and a half after where you meet some fucking cool people, and you chill and have a beer with them, and
see some.
see some boobies, maybe, yeah.
But like, is it safe to say you get that hour and a half just to feel like a normal human being?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Even a shower is sometimes hard to come by on tour sometimes.
Oh, I'd imagine.
Like when your bus call is like 1:30 a.m., it's 1:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And if you show up at 1:31, things can be bad, or you can literally be left behind, and you're called an oil spot at that time.
You got a shower on the bus?
No.
Where do you shower?
You shower in the venues or in the hotels, but the thing is, for us, again, sometimes so busy, it's like, at the end of the night, it's like I have literally 7 minutes, or sorry, but maybe 7-10 minutes. It's like I have enough time to pour a drink and have a smoke outside, or I can shower. And that's like, then you have to like actually weigh.
What do you do?
Because what I smoke. Because once you're on the bus, you're not stopping, baby.
Yeah.
So that's it for the
you
night.
stink the whole time.
Oh, dude, I've gone 4 days. I've gone 4 days of fucking like disgusting.
That's fucking gross.
I went from like basically Winnipeg to Kamloops. It wasn't by choice, bro.
It was because you chose to go smoke!
You,
But
yeah, you
even-
just have the
even-
option.
Even that
same thing.
even that 7 minutes, man, it's like three and a half of it, you're gonna run up to the hotel room. So like, it's not, you don't have the time to do it, man. It's not like, you'd get in the bathroom, you'd maybe get your fucking hair wet, and you'd have to run out and try to catch the bus. Like, it's not, that's not the situation I wanna take a shower in. I'd honestly rather wait until we have a day room at a hotel and I can take a full hour and just fucking do my thing.
Freshen up.
Yeah.
Like really freshen up.
Really get it in.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me that you take this, that you would take like the drink and the cigarette over the,
Dude,
over the shower.
you need that
100%.
drink and cigarette
Yeah.
sometimes. Like if you knew you were getting on a bus and it's like 8 hours, no smoking
no.
for the next 8 hours,
Yeah.
but you could be awake for it because the guys are gonna be up drinking. So you're gonna have that goddamn smoke and you know it.
Why don't you just smoke and drink on the bus?
Because bus drivers don't, some bus drivers aren't cool with that. Because those buses are worth like $2 million. So
It's like not back in the day, man.
it's not, no,
Yeah.
it's not. It's really, really not.
It's a
Have you seen the movie The Dirt on Netflix?
I
The
haven't
Motley Crue?
yet. I've read the book though.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I bet it is. The book is fucking
The
vile.
movie is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like it is amazing.
Yeah, they were some fucked up human beings.
And you
Yeah, Crue
could tell in the actual
Yeah.
movie.
Oh yeah, they are the epitome of what people think rock and roll life is Motley Crue.
Yes. We're gonna wrap things up here, but I have to I have to say something because I grew up with this movie ever since I was in a band, and my good buddy John introduced me to it. And I'm assuming you have seen it, Brett. The movie Almost Famous.
Love it.
My favorite movie of all time.
It's one of mine. I don't know if it gets any better than when they sing Tiny Dancer on the bus together.
Oh, you
Yeah,
have my heart now.
yeah,
Me and you became closer.
yeah. There we go, man.
Like a lot
Almost
closer.
Famous. I absolutely love that movie. Absolutely love it. I watch it all the time, and it just catches a vibe. It's like the character says, it catches an aura. You have an aura. It does that movie.
Who was that?
It was the girl when he's on the phone with his mom. The
Yeah.
one girl's, you have an aura! It's purple!
Yeah.
You have an aura!
Other than Tiny Dancer, what was your favorite song with that band?
Oh, Fever Dog.
Dude,
Yeah.
give it up.
Yeah,
We became
man.
that much closer.
That much closer, there you go.
Holy.
I love that movie. Jason Lee's so great in that.
He was
Lead singer.
of
Stillwater. Yeah, yeah.
Fever Dog.
Yeah. Don't worry about me, I'm just the fucking lead singer.
Yeah. I loved when they were at the party and then he was drinking all that fucking acid. That's
yeah.
before the Tiny Dancer kicked in.
Yeah.
And then he came outside and then he picked the flower. He's like, oh, the flower. Oh, I don't want to hurt it.
Yeah.
And he did something like that.
Yeah, it's a wonderful movie. That's apparently based on a true story, and the band was, I think, the Eagles, that Cameron Crowe went out on. Tour
Really?
with. Yeah.
James, do you ever remember watching that
Holy shit.
with Johnny and I?
No, I don't remember that, but now, first of all, I gotta watch both those movies. The first one was The Dirt, you said?
With
Yeah.
Motley Crue.
That's with Motley Crue? Okay,
Yeah.
definitely watching that.
Yeah.
And then this one, now that you mentioned the Eagles, I'm 100% watching it
Well,
now.
it's not the Eagles in the movie. Like it's a fictional band called Stillwater.
Right,
But I'm pretty sure
That story is
don't quote me, but
based
I'm 85% sure the story is based off Cameron Crowe as a 15-year-old pretending to be a journalist for Rolling Stone.
You
But it
are
was the Eagles.
100% correct.
Yeah, but it was
Okay.
the Eagles and not.
But sorry, to answer your question, no, I don't remember that movie, but I'm
I
gonna
can't
watch
believe
it.
that, man.
Neither can I, because I don't. The fact that he mentioned it, that Johnny mentioned it to you, like you're talking about our band, are you not? The band
Oh,
we
yeah.
were in, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't recall him mentioning it to me. Maybe he could have, but
That movie changed the way that I looked at bands back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, just the way band life went.
Yeah,
You're
it was-
you're literally on the road on that bus,
Mhm.
city to city.
that's your
So
life.
that's
yeah.
what you were talking about earlier. That's why I brought up that, and I knew 100% you knew of the movie that I was going to talk
Oh yeah,
about.
it's wonderful. It actually it like now that I've been on tour, like some of my favorite moments on tour are at night, like when it's like 2-3 in the morning, and we're like usually the drummer of the band I'm on Earth, he has a rule. It's classic rock. It's always classic rock on the bus.
You have to play it.
Classic rock. So like he doesn't care if it's in the 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever, as long as it's classic rock. So yeah, we're always fucking vibing on the bus, and it's always just like, it's just such a great time, man. You're just like, it's like a second family. Like when you spend that much time with someone, if you can spend like a month straight with someone and not hate them, they're fucking family for life.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, all my tech friends, all my band friends are fucking family for life, because I know that I've been through absolute shit with them for 18 hours a day, and then been on the same bus with them, and then see them again the next day, and I still don't hate them, and you still don't hate sharing the same space. So if you can do that with people, you do get closer.
Over and over again.
Oh yeah,
Throughout
yeah,
the years.
Yeah. And once you've seen like someone's balls in your face out of the bunk up like above you, it's like, wow, like we're close now.
I can't believe
We're family now.
the whole stories that you've been telling tonight.
I know, I've seen more balls than have boobs, right?
Yeah.
And
I've seen way more.
Sounds like my
way
kind
more
of tour.
Yeah, way more dude ass and balls.
He's even more intrigued now with his lifestyle.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Cool. I actually like the way they ended that. That was really nice. I'm glad that you knew Almost Famous. Good hockey talk for episode 10 here on Dawes Tales. Everyone, thanks for listening in. Brett, thanks for coming on, bud. Anytime you want to come on, you just holler.
Thanks for having me.
James, obviously, anytime you coming on, you holler.
Likewise, thank you.
Steve, obviously, I say this after every cast, I could not do this without you. You're a huge part of this, so thank you.
Perfect.
And until next time, everyone, stay safe.